That was Sonics with Carol DeBells. Welcome to the Rise Weekly Review for December 20th through December 27, 2021. A 32-year-old East Chicago man who was out on bond awaiting trial was murdered on Christmas. Around 1:46 a.m., the man identified as Eric R. Douglas was found with a gunshot wound to the head outside of Rallo's Cocktail Lounge located at 3948 Adler Street. Police arrived on the scene after reports from the area ShotSpotter indicated 4 rounds were fired. At the scene, police found Douglas face down on the sidewalk outside the bar with a gunshot wound to the head. Detectives attempted to speak with witnesses inside the bar, but the door was locked and no one inside would open it. Douglas was out on bond following a June 2nd incident where he allegedly pinned a state trooper between two vehicles following a police chase. He was shot during the incident and had spent the past 15 months locked up in Lake County Jail awaiting trial on 5 felony charges. Anyone with information is asked to contact Detective Daniel Ponce at 219-391-8318 or leave an anonymous tip at 219-391-8500. A 27-year-old man was wounded in a South Shore shooting on Saturday. Around 8:43 p.m., the man was entering a family member's home on the 2000 block of East 70th Street. He was entering through the rear of the building when several shots were fired and the man began feeling pain. He was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center where he was treated for a gunshot wound to the back. He was last listed in fair condition. Anyone with information on this or other Chicago crimes is asked to contact 311 or leave an anonymous tip at cpdtip.com. A man is facing attempted murder charges after firing at police in South Shore. According to reports, officers were called to a possible domestic incident located on the 7100 block of Yates on Wednesday. Upon arrival, officers found a woman in a gangway between two buildings and began questioning her. Police say a man identified as 38-year-old Robert Catlett began firing shots at them from a second-floor window of an apartment. He then attempted to flee through the back of the building but was found shortly after by officers. The officers did not return fire. They were able to find Catlett soon after and took him into custody without incident. No injuries were reported. Catlett is facing 4 counts of attempted first-degree murder. The former Republican mayor of Portage, Indiana, was freed on bond following a federal judge's ruling. James Snyder was convicted in March of taking a bribe in 2014 in tax evasion. According to reports, Snyder took $13,000 in return for steering a $1.1 million city contract to the Great Lakes Peterbilt Trucking Company. The former trucking company owner claims the bribe was given after Snyder pressured them for money in exchange. Snyder was due to begin a 21-month prison sentence beginning January 5th. However, a federal judge ruled during the week that Snyder had legitimate issues for appeal and could remain free on bond pending the appeal. In other news, the mayor of Calumet City, Thaddeus Jones, is calling on clerk Nyota Figgs to resign as details of a forensic audit into her office continues. Figgs and Jones have been locked in a political battle since Jones became mayor, with Figgs previously accusing Jones of bullying. Jones ordered a forensic audit of Figgs' office that was conducted by Benford Brown and Associates for the 3 fiscal years ending on April 30th, 2021. According to the audit by Alyssa Benford of the firm, Figgs' office was responsible for multiple failings, including failing to record more than 3,000 parking tickets, leading to a loss of $1.1 million in city revenue, mishandling of property liens, and not reporting liens releases to the county, acting as city collector and failing to turn over funds to the city treasurer within 7 days as required, and improperly disposing of documents without approval from the Illinois Local Records Commission. Jones claims the audit demonstrated serious malfeasance and urged Figgs to resign immediately.
Some serious malfeasance in the city clerk's office, and they're questionable at the highest level that involve city clerk and your Figgs. That was going on check for years. Part of what I would like to discuss today are the following: the city clerk refusal to cooperate with the auditor when the auditor was seeking a routine information about city finances, the inability of city clerk and Yota Fizz to explain the nearly $400,000 in missing cash from the city clerk's office, and I'll say that again, inability to explain the nearly $400,000 in missing cash from the city clerk's office. Also, the city clerk failed to enter and process tickets of a federal parking ticket program to the tune of $1.8 million.
A spokesman for Figgs' office claimed the audit was part of continued intimidation by Jones and stated they were seeking assistance from law enforcement. Benford stated she was speaking with the FBI about her findings, and Jones claims he will present the findings to U.S. Attorney, FBI, and Cook County State's Attorney for possible action. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot and U.S. Representative Robin Kelly joined 10th Ward Alderwoman Susan Sadlowski Garza to celebrate the formal opening of a renovated part of the old YMCA located on 91st and Commercial. The YMCA was previously closed but reopened by the Clarishan Associates and the Preservation of Affordable Housing Organization. The building was renovated as part of a $29 million effort called the Salud Center. Once the renovations are completed, the building will be set to reopen in 2022. The renovations will include 101 apartments, along with repairs to the swimming pool and community center. The gymnasium was restored and reopened earlier this year. The building will also house Clarice and Associates' new headquarters and conference rooms. During the week, reports by the news station Axios showed a rise in violent crimes in Chicago Southeast Side neighborhoods. The report looked at changes in violent crimes between 2019 to 2021. The report shows mixtures in results of violent crime throughout Chicago. Several areas on the north side, such as Lincoln Park and Logan Square, saw a reduction in violent crime. Some south side communities, such as Chatham, West Englewood, and Auburn Gresham, also saw reductions. However, for many parts of the city, especially on the southeast side, the report shows violent crime increasing. The report shows that Hegewisch, Calumet Park, and Avalon Park had some of the most dramatic increases, with Hegewisch showing a 72% increase, Calumet Heights 69%, and Avalon Park with a 40% increase. The east side, South Deering, and South Shore also saw extensive increases. The east side showed a 36% increase, South Deering a 27%, and South Shore a 20% increase. South Chicago showed a 14% increase, and Riverdale a 12.3%. During the week, local area COVID-19 testing sites saw long lines. To meet increasing testing demand for the holidays, several new testing sites opened up offering rapid testing. A recently opened testing site on the east side located on 130 Ewing by the 7-Eleven saw long lines. A similar testing site located at President's Plaza on 165th and Calumet Avenue also saw long lines as residents sought to get tested for the holidays. In the holiday rush, many local pharmacies, such as Walgreens, Walmart, and CVS, sold out of home tests. There are different types of COVID 19 testing being offered at most testing sites. Most testing sites are offering what are known as PCR or molecular tests. These involve nose swabs that are sent to a lab for verification. These are considered the gold standard and are highly effective at detecting COVID 19. Some places have labs on site and can offer PCR results in 24 hours. However, in general, PCR tests can take up to a week for results. Most rapid tests being done, however, are what are called antigen tests. The antigen tests check for certain proteins detected in the nasal swab. These are usually good for detecting COVID 19 within 5 to 7 days of the onset of actual symptoms. They are generally not considered as reliable and can often miss infections or sometimes report infections when none exist. These are the same tests that are sold over the counter. Chicago Public Schools has also sent out home tests to many area residents and asked them to have their children tested on December 28th and have the results dropped off at the Vodak Library on the east side. In Northwest Indiana, the Hammond Machine Works is undergoing a major extension at its site. A new precision machining and metal fabrication company began building a new 12,500 square foot expansion to its current facility located at 5047 Columbia Avenue. The company mainly serves the rail industry and has invested $4 million in the project. The company has built a new automated fiber optic cutting machine that it hopes will allow it to expand into other markets. Aside from construction, the company is expecting to add 10 new positions to work on operating machinery. The Calumet Area Industrial Commission is looking to provide financial assistance for people seeking manufacturing career training. The organization that services southeast side of Chicago, south suburbs, and northwest Indiana recently received an $8.9 million grant from the U.S. Department of Labor to assist students in advanced manufacturing careers. The funds will help pay for tuition-free manufacturing training at area community colleges over a 4-year period. The funds will cover tuition, books, fees, and materials for anyone looking for an associate degree or certifications in manufacturing. The grants will aid in paying for welding, industrial electrician, aviation maintenance, automation, engineering, and other career paths. More information can be gathered at the organization's website at calumetareaindustrial.com or by calling 773-928-6000, extension 229. And that ends our weekly review for December 20th through December 27, 2021. Thank you for joining us for this week in review. And from all of us at Rise, we wish you and your family a safe and happy new year. Peace.